Welcome to our deep dive into the human nervous system. This intricate network is responsible for everything from your thoughts and emotions to your reflexes and movement. The nervous system is made up of the brain, spinal cord, sense receptors, and a vast web of nerves. Together, these components allow us to perceive the world, react to stimuli, and coordinate complex actions. In this video, we'll explore how the nervous system is structured, how it functions, and why it's so essential to our daily lives. Let's embark on this fascinating journey to understand what makes us think, feel, and respond. At the core of the nervous system are neurons, the fundamental units that transmit information throughout the body. The human brain alone contains an astonishing 100 billion neurons. These specialized cells form complex networks, allowing for rapid communication between different parts of the body and the brain. Neurons are responsible for receiving, processing, and sending electrical and chemical signals. Without them, none of our senses, thoughts, or movements would be possible. Understanding neurons is key to grasping how the nervous system operates as a whole. Each neuron is uniquely structured to perform its function efficiently. The three main parts of a neuron are the cell body, dendrites, and axon. The cell body, also known as the perikaryon or cyton, contains the nucleus and most of the cell's organelles. Dendrites are branched extensions that receive incoming signals and direct them toward the cell body. The axon is a long, slender projection that carries impulses away from the cell body to other neurons or muscles. This specialized structure ensures fast and accurate signal transmission. The cell body, or cyton, is the metabolic center of the neuron. It houses a well-defined nucleus surrounded by granular cytoplasm. Like other cells, it contains various organelles but notably lacks a centrosome, meaning nerve cells cannot divide. This unique feature explains why nerve damage is often permanent. The cell body integrates incoming signals from the dendrites and initiates the nerve impulse that travels down the axon. Dendrites are tree-like extensions from the cell body that play a crucial role in receiving information. These branch projections increase the surface area available for receiving signals from other neurons. Once a signal is received, dendrites conduct the nerve impulse toward the cell body, ensuring that the neuron can process information from multiple sources simultaneously. This structure is essential for the complex networking that underlies brain function. The axon is a long, slender extension that carries nerve impulses away from the cell body. It's often surrounded by a white insulating layer called the myelin sheath, which speeds up signal transmission. The outermost covering, the neuroma, provides additional protection. Along the axon, there are small gaps called nodes of Ranvier, which help the impulse jump rapidly from one node to the next, greatly increasing the speed of transmission. At the end, axon terminals connect to other neurons or muscles, passing the signal onward. Neurons communicate with each other at junctions called synapses. The synapse is the point where the axon terminal of one neuron comes close to the dendrite of another, separated by a tiny gap known as the synaptic cleft. When a nerve impulse reaches the axon terminal, it triggers the release of chemicals called neurotransmitters such as acetylcholine. These chemicals cross the synaptic cleft and bind to receptors on the next neuron, continuing the transmission of the signal. The nervous system is incredibly fast. Nerve impulses can travel at speeds up to 100 meters per second. This rapid communication allows us to react almost instantly to changes in our environment, whether it's pulling your hand away from something hot or catching a ball. The efficiency and speed of the nervous system are what make complex behaviors and quick reflexes possible. The scientific study of the nervous system is known as neuroscience. This field explores everything from the molecular workings of neurons to the complexities of behavior and cognition. Neuroscientists use advanced tools and techniques to unravel the mysteries of how our brains work, aiming to understand diseases, improve treatments, and unlock the secrets of consciousness. Neurons come in different types, each with a specific role. Sensory neurons carry impulses from receptors to the brain, allowing us to sense our environment. Motor neurons transmit impulses from the brain to effectors such as muscles, enabling movement. Association neurons or interneurons connect sensory and motor neurons, facilitating communication within the nervous system. This division of labor ensures efficient processing and response to stimuli. A nerve is a bundle of nerve fibers or axons from different neurons. These bundles emerge from the brain and spinal cord, branching out to all parts of the body. Nerves are classified as sensory, motor, or mixed, depending on the types of fibers they contain. Ganglia are clusters of neuron cell bodies located outside the central nervous system, acting as relay points for nerve signals. The central nervous system, or CNS, is made up of the brain and spinal cord. It acts as the main control center, processing information and coordinating responses. The brain is protected within the skull while the spinal cord runs through the vertebral column. Together, they form the core of the nervous system, integrating sensory input and directing motor output. The peripheral nervous system, or PNS, includes all the nerves that branch out from the brain and spinal cord. It connects the CNS to the rest of the body, allowing for communication with muscles, organs, and sensory receptors. The PNS is divided into the somatic nervous system, which controls voluntary movements, and the autonomic nervous system, which manages involuntary functions. The somatic nervous system conveys information to skeletal muscles, enabling voluntary movements like walking or picking up objects. In contrast, the autonomic nervous system controls involuntary actions, such as heart rate, digestion, and gland activity. The autonomic system is further divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic branches, which prepare the body for action or restore it to a restful state. The brain is a delicate organ well protected inside the skull or cranium. It is further shielded by three layers of membranes called meninges. The outermost dura mater is tough and fibrous, the middle arachnoid is thin and web-like, and the innermost pia mater is highly vascular, supplying the brain with blood. These layers provide cushioning and protection against injury. When the meninges become inflamed, the condition is known as meningitis. This can be caused by infections and can lead to serious complications if not treated promptly. Symptoms often include headache, fever, and neck stiffness. Early diagnosis and treatment are crucial for recovery. The brain is divided into three main parts: the cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. The cerebrum is the largest and is responsible for higher functions like intelligence and voluntary actions. The cerebellum, located beneath the cerebrum, coordinates balance and muscle activity. The medulla oblongata at the base of the brain controls vital involuntary functions such as heartbeat and breathing. The cerebrum is the seat of intelligence, consciousness, and voluntary actions. It is divided into right and left hemispheres, each controlling the opposite side of the body. The outer cortex is gray matter, rich in neuron cell bodies, while the inner medulla is white matter made up of axons. The cerebrum's convoluted surface increases its area, allowing for more complex processing and storage of information. The cerebellum, often called the little brain, is much smaller than the cerebrum but plays a vital role in maintaining balance and coordinating muscle activity. Its outer cortex is gray matter, and the central white matter appears like a branching tree in cross-section. The cerebellum ensures smooth, coordinated movements and helps maintain posture. The medulla oblongata is the lowest part of the brain, connecting directly to the spinal cord. It controls many involuntary functions essential for life, such as breathing, heartbeat, and digestion. Damage to the medulla can be life-threatening, highlighting its critical role in maintaining basic bodily functions. The brain can also be divided into three primary regions: the forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. The forebrain includes the cerebrum and diencephalon, responsible for higher mental functions and sensory processing. The midbrain handles reflexes involving the eyes and ears. The hindbrain, which includes the cerebellum, pons, and medulla oblongata, manages balance, coordination, and vital functions. The forebrain is the most advanced part of the brain, including the cerebrum and diencephalon. The cerebrum is responsible for intelligence, memory, and voluntary actions. The diencephalon contains the thalamus, which relays sensory impulses, and the hypothalamus, which regulates body temperature and controls the pituitary gland. These structures are crucial for both mental and physical regulation. The midbrain is a small, tubular region that acts as a relay center for reflexes involving the eyes and ears. It helps coordinate responses to visual and auditory stimuli, allowing us to react quickly to changes in our environment. Though small, the midbrain plays a vital role in sensory processing and motor control. The hindbrain includes the cerebellum, pons, and medulla oblongata. The cerebellum coordinates muscle activity and balance. The pons, located below the cerebellum, connects the two hemispheres and helps coordinate movements on both sides of the body. The medulla oblongata controls vital functions like heartbeat and breathing, making the hindbrain essential for survival. The spinal cord extends from the medulla oblongata down the length of the backbone, ending at the second lumbar vertebra. It lies within the neural canal of the vertebrae and is protected by the same meninges as the brain. The arrangement of white and gray matter in the spinal cord is reversed compared to the brain, with gray matter inside and white matter outside. A central canal runs through its length, filled with cerebrospinal fluid. The spinal cord serves three main functions. First, it mediates reflexes below the neck, allowing for quick, automatic responses. Second, it conducts sensory impulses from the skin and muscles to the brain. Third, it transmits motor responses from the brain to the muscles of the trunk and limbs. The spinal cord is essential for both voluntary and involuntary actions. The peripheral nervous system includes cranial and spinal nerves. Cranial nerves emerge directly from the brain and there are 12 pairs. Spinal nerves emerge from the spinal cord and there are 31 pairs. These nerves carry impulses to and from the central nervous system, ensuring communication with the rest of the body. The autonomic nervous system controls involuntary actions such as heart rate, digestion, and pupil dilation. It consists of nerves and ganglia that operate automatically without conscious effort. The ANS is divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic branches. The sympathetic system prepares the body for action, while the parasympathetic system restores it to a restful state. Reflexes are automatic, involuntary actions triggered by specific stimuli. The term reflex comes from the Latin word meaning reflected. Reflexes protect us from harm and help maintain homeostasis. Examples include blinking, sneezing, and the knee-jerk response. Reflexes occur rapidly because the signal takes a shortcut called the reflex arc, bypassing the brain for a faster reaction. The reflex arc is the shortest route an impulse can take from a receptor to an effector. It involves a sensory neuron carrying the signal from the receptor to the spinal cord, an association neuron processing the information, and a motor neuron sending the response to the effector muscle. This pathway ensures a rapid, automatic response to stimuli, crucial for survival. Our body performs both voluntary and involuntary actions. Voluntary actions are consciously controlled, like moving your arm or speaking. Involuntary actions happen automatically, such as heartbeat or digestion. Reflexes are a special type of involuntary action, occurring without conscious thought to protect the body or maintain balance. Reflexes can be natural or conditioned. Natural reflexes are inborn and require no learning, such as blinking or sneezing. Conditioned reflexes are acquired through experience, like salivating at the sight of favorite food or standing up when a teacher enters. Both types help us adapt and respond efficiently to our environment. A famous example of conditioned reflex is Pavlov's experiment with dogs. By ringing a bell before feeding, Pavlov trained dogs to salivate at the sound alone, even without food present. This demonstrated how new reflexes can be learned through association, a foundational concept in behavioral science. In summary, the nervous system is a marvel of biological engineering, coordinating everything from thought and memory to movement and reflexes. Its complex structure, from neurons to brain regions, enables us to interact with and adapt to our environment. Understanding the nervous system not only helps us appreciate the wonders of the human body, but also provides insights into health, behavior, and disease. Thanks for joining us on this exploration.